Tonight on CTV News at 5.
Instead of buying it at big franchises, I always prefer to buy owner-operated shops.
Big love for small biz. Maritimers put their money where their home is.
Bulbs are traditionally one of the first pops of colors you get in the garden, and they are so easy to plant.
Beautiful bulbs. Fall is the time to dig deep for a colorful spring.
It's just such a beautiful time of year for people to get out and see their community a bit more and take a look at what's going on in the arts community.
Paint the Town. Fredericton's gallery hop will draw you in.
A mostly clear but brisk night ahead with more sunshine to close out the week tomorrow.
Live from the Maritimers News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Peno-Palace. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to head over to the anchor desk now where Todd Battis is standing by with a look at the day's headlines. Hi there, Todd. A busy day in the newsroom again.
Yeah, it certainly is, Maria. We're going to begin with this. Dozens of medical appointments were canceled this morning because of an incident at a Halifax area hospital. Patients turned up expecting to have procedures done, only to find out the building was closed. It reopened later in the day. We'll have the details from CTV's Callum Smith tonight at 6. It was a hectic morning at an elementary school in Moncton. The hazmat team and dozens of other first responders showed up to investigate a report of an unknown substance. Parents also rushed to the school to make sure their children were safe. Turns out the substance was not toxic at all. We will get the details from Derek Haggett. Well, I think everybody appreciates that farming can be difficult at the best of times, but this year has been far from the best of times for many farmers. With the dry weather, a new program in New Brunswick is hoping to give farmers an outlet to talk about that stress as a very poor harvest gets underway. CTV's Laura Brown will have the details. Let's bring in Kayla Mitchell now in the Weather Center. What's turned out to be a little chillier, but a lovely day.
Yeah, I mean, we desperately need rain, but there wasn't a drop in the region for today. Lots of sunshine across the Maritimes. The temperatures about average for early October. It was certainly brisk this morning. We've got another somewhat cool to chilly night ahead for the region, but right now temperatures are mostly sitting around the low to mid-teens across the Maritimes. It's a little bit cooler for a few areas in Cape Breton, including 12 degrees right now at Shetty Camp and 13 at Sydney, and a little bit milder around the southwest of New Brunswick, where St. Stephen right now is sitting at 17 degrees. Checking in on the winds, they were breezy today, though they were down from yesterday. They're still out of the north for the most part, and they're being sustained right now, mostly between around 10 and 20 kilometers per hour. There's a few areas where they're a little bit lighter. No strong gusts to show you, but a few gusts between 20 and 40 still present around parts of Prince Edward Island, basically the eastern half of Nova Scotia. Those winds will continue to diminish as we make our way through the night. That takes us over to some of the alerts that are in effect for the region. We still have ongoing air quality statements due to the Kings County fire in Nova Scotia, where there is wildfire smoke present near the surface, both in Kings County and in Lunenburg County, because again, it was a north to south wind for today. Air quality could be reduced. As we check in on things on radar and satellite, not a lot to show you. With high pressure in place for tonight, the sky is expected to be very clear. As I mentioned, though, temperatures get a little bit cool to chilly. And tonight, frost advisories are out for the province of Nova Scotia, as well as still for some western and central areas of New Brunswick. In fact, I would say in general around the Maritimes tonight, no matter where you are, there is a chance of some patchy frost developing by early Friday morning. More on the forecast when I'm back a little bit later on. Maria.
Excellent. We'll check in with you in just a minute, Caitlin. Right now, though, homegrown support. It's no small feat to run a small business. Over the last few years alone, local shoppers have weathered a pandemic, postal strikes, tariffs, inflation, rising wages, and, of course, the day-to-day grind. Sadly, not every mom-and-pop shop makes it. But as CTV's Emma Convey reports, Maritimers are making an effort to shop and support local more than ever before. Hi, Emma.
Hi, Maria. That's right. I spoke with a number of Maritimers today who said they choose to support local shops. Even when they're traveling, they look for those small businesses. Jennifer's of Nova Scotia is a small business in Halifax that's been around for 45 years. Their suppliers consist of 250 Atlantic Canadians. Local shoppers keep them going.
70% of our traffic is local, And during COVID, that bore out because we did 66% of our business with no tourists at all.
The Silk Route is another small business in Halifax grateful for local support. The boutique opened in May and just started picking up in July.
The month of September was really busy with tourism because we had a lot of the cruise ships in, but most of my business comes from local people.
It's a common theme, according to the latest Happiness at Work Index by ADP, that found 90% of Atlantic Canadians prefer to shop at and support small businesses.
Shopping locally where you can is great, but I think it's not always practical. So where I can, choose to shop local, but obviously shopping online and departmentally is convenient.
We have plenty of resources here, and it creates jobs for local people.
The money that you spend here in Nova Scotia, just a much greater portion of that money stays here in Nova Scotia, upwards of 60%. If you're buying from the giant online retailers, it's about 6%. So it's a huge difference. If we could all just, increase our local spending by, 10, 20%, that would put millions of dollars into the local economy.
It makes all the difference, especially when times are tough.
Property taxes have gone up. There's the minimum wage has gone up twice this year, which is really hard for us to adjust to. Not that people don't deserve to get paid, but it's, twice in 1 year is tough to adjust for. Water's going up, power's going up.
As far as my online business goes, that has been something that I've been really struggling with because I'm not sure who I'm going to use for shipping, and if I do use Canada Post, is it going to get there?
The reasons for choosing local vary.
We shop locally because we don't have a vehicle, so we rely on transit.
Everyone's struggling in different ways, so best choice is to support the local people here.
I'm going to buy coffee regardless, so I might as well do it somewhere where I know it's going to make a difference.
It's better quality and you meet new people.
There's a misconception that shopping locally is actually more expensive. After speaking with the Sackville Business Association, the executive director said that's just it, a misconception, and says that it's worth shopping around. Maria.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Thank you, Emma. CTV's Emma Convey for us in the news center this evening, and that actually brings us to tonight's web poll. We are asking, do you make a point to support small businesses? Your options are simple: yes or no. Go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to weigh in and to see the latest poll results. All right, it's time for our first break here on CTV News at 5. Stay with us, though. Much more to come, including these stories.
I'm Avery McRae in Fredericton, where tonight it's all about the art. A downtown gallery hop is currently underway, allowing New Brunswick and Maritime artists to showcase their talents in the capital city. We'll give you a peek, so keep it here on CTV News at 5.
Hey, it's Emily from Halifax Seed. Coming up next on The Garden Guide, we're going to dive into fall bulbs.
Since 1964, Christmas Daddies has been raising money for maritime children. You support the cause when you buy a 2026 Christmas Daddies calendar with big squares for busy schedules. Get yours today at any Giant Tiger location in the Maritimes.
Welcome back to CTV News at 5. Can you believe it? It is the final edition of the Fall Garden Guide.
It's wild.
Wow.
It went so fast.
It really did, and there's been so much to talk about over the fall. We talked about the drought. We've talked about the Japanese beetles, and today we're talking about...
We are talking about fall bulbs. This is one of my favorite times of year. A little bit of work you're going to do now that you are going to reap the rewards of in the spring. Bulbs are traditionally one of the first pops of colors you get in the garden, and they are so easy to plant. So when choosing bulbs, a couple things to keep in mind. Deer love tulips. If you have a deer problem, if you have a garden that deer can frequent, stay away from tulips, but there are there's other varieties.
Absolutely.
So look for things like fritillaria or daffodils. All beautiful, but just kind of keep that in mind when you're choosing your bulbs. Also keep a lookout for the time of the spring that they're going to bloom, and also the height. So you can kind of plan your garden to have season-long color throughout the entire season, and it's so easy to plant. Get a little bit of bone meal, dig a hole, drop them in, you are done.
That's it.
So it's so easy. Yeah. Absolutely. So we do need that winter and the cooling off period in order for them to get some energy and start to bloom, but that is really easy. And then the final thing I do in my garden is plant garlic.
Yes.
Homemade grown garlic is always the best. Check out how large that garlic bulb is.
Humongous.
So this is a wonderful variety of garlic. When you plant garlic, all of these individual cloves, you snap them apart, plant them in your vegetable bed. I always recommend covering them up with a little bit of hay or some sort of mulch. Some straw is probably going to be the best thing, and then you're set for the winter.
That's it. And how deep are you going to put them in?
Garlic, you're going to put 2 to 3 inches deep. Bulbs are all going to be different because the size of bulbs are very different. So always check the plant label, and it's normally on the box. So that's going to vary.
How about watering and that kind of thing? Do you just set it and forget it?
So this year especially, there probably is a little bit less moisture in the soil. You can always give a quick watering in. But for the most part, the bulbs get what they need over the course of the season through the winter.
Absolutely. And last question, is there anywhere in particular that you should be looking for? Like, what's the best place to plant them in your yard?
You could really plant them anywhere. They don't need as much sunlight as, say, your traditional annuals or perennials would. You know, something really tall, you're going to want a little bit more space and more of a border. But, you know, things like crocus that are super short and they're going to pop up really early in the season, you know, plant them around the base of a tree or
plant them where you want to see them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Emily, it's always so nice to see you. I can't believe this is the last one for the season. We'll see you in the spring, though.
Absolutely. Can't wait for it.
Absolutely. And if you'd like to see Emily yourself, come on down to Halifax Seed. Have a great winter.
You too.
Well, if you were looking to plant some bulbs or even garlic, the weather over the next couple of days looks very favorable for that. We've got an area of high pressure in place, which means more sites like this. This is blue sky. St. Peter's, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia for today. And as I mentioned, with that high pressure sticking around, we've got very similar conditions coming up in the forecast for tomorrow. I'll have more details of that after the break.
Start your morning with us for what you need to start your day. News, weather, and even a little fun. Your Morning Atlantic with Amanda Devison, Crystal Garrett, and Latavia Beezer. Weekdays from 6 to 9 on CTV2 and ctvatlantic.ca.
The Jewish holiday Yom Kippur began at sundown Wednesday, known as the Day of Atonement. It is considered the most important religious holiday of the Jewish faith. During Yom Kippur, Jewish people fast and atone for their sins from the past year. The holiday concludes tonight at nightfall with closing prayers and the blowing of a shofar, a musical instrument carved from the horn of a ram. And Kaylin Mitchell joins us now with a look at how things are shaping up out there. Kaylin, I did get out for a little walk today. It was lovely when the sun was on. Not so much when the sun was gone. You're starting to feel a little chill out there.
I mean, that becomes increasingly more the case, I would say, as we go through our fall season. You like to be out in that sun, but if you catch a bit of a shadow or in the shade combined with the wind, it can certainly feel a little bit in the cool side. Taking a look at our sunrise and sunset times here as we're around the boardwalk at Annapolis Royal in Nova Scotia. You can see some blue sky there in the background. There'll be more of that around the Maritime region coming up for tomorrow. As I was talking about, we are underneath the influence of a large area of high pressure, so barometric pressure very much towards the higher side right now at Fredericton, Charlottetown, Halifax, all around 1,028 millibars. And that high pressure system is going to be in place for tomorrow as well, keeping our sky relatively clear tonight and more sunshine for Friday. Now, around that high pressure system is a number of low pressure systems, both what once was Umberto and what once was Hurricane Imelda have both become post-tropical systems out in the Atlantic, and they're now being directed towards the North Atlantic. There is also a weather front that's hanging way, way back to the west of us through parts of northern Ontario as well as areas of Manitoba. There's some cooler air coming in behind that front out of northern parts of the country. Taking a look, though, at things on radar, well, we're done with it because nothing's showing up here. There's no precipitation in the forecast for tonight or for tomorrow. Over on our forecast timeline then for cloud cover and precipitation, maybe a few thin high clouds drift over parts of New Brunswick as we move through tonight. Otherwise, we're looking at fairly clear conditions with temperatures on the brisk side. So keep that in mind for the start of the day for tomorrow. It will be cool to chilly around the Maritimes. Temperatures, though, will be recovering into Friday afternoon. We'll take a look at the highs in the moment. They'll be a couple degrees warmer than they were today. In fact, a bit above average for early October. As we head into Friday evening, we're looking at generally fairly clear conditions. But during Friday night, a band of some broken cloud cover is expected to drift north to south across areas of New Brunswick. There might be a very low chance of a couple spotty showers with that. Winds in the forecast for tomorrow do change direction a little bit. It's a west and southwest wind on Friday, sustained most cases 10 to 20 kilometers per hour, a few gusts between 20 and 40. The sunshine in combination with the wind being a little bit more to the west and southwest is what's allowing temperatures to come up a couple more degrees. So lows in the forecast for tonight, though. Most areas in New Brunswick can expect low temperatures between 0 and 6, down to around the low to mid single digits as well for Prince Edward Island and areas of Nova Scotia. There are frost advisories out for Nova Scotia and a few areas in New Brunswick for tonight, but in general for the Maritimes, I would say if you're in an area away from the coast, and especially if it's a little bit more low-lying, like in a valley, for example, you do have a risk of some patchy frost developing tonight into the start of the day for tomorrow. Which I wanted to take a look at tomorrow's forecast. High temperatures are going to be around the high teens and low 20s, and it's going to be sunny. We've jumped forward here to Saturday. Well, hey, why not? Let's talk about the weekend. That high-pressure system is still initially in place for the start of the weekend. Temperatures as well are going to be on the mild to warm side. High temperatures, high teens, low 20s on Saturday. And very similar temperatures expected on Sunday, though a bit more of a mix of sun and cloud, and with a chance of some isolated showers. The highest chance of showers on Sunday is going to be around northern areas of New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, parts of the north and east of Nova Scotia. But again, very isolated, very spotty showers, not the widespread rain we need. All right, let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from Damon Pellerin. And Damon has sent us a drawing of their first day at school. That might be Damon out there on the swings enjoying some sun. If you would like to be one of our weather watchers, then come into CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. So art lovers have flocked to Fredericton tonight for a downtown gallery hop. As CTV's Avery McCrae shows us, the free-of-charge event showcases local talent and aims to inspire other artists, too.
Tonight in downtown Fredericton, it's all about the art.
You don't have to make a reservation. You don't have to buy a ticket. It's just open, so it's very welcoming to everybody.
Until 8 tonight, the final gallery hop of 2025 features exhibitions and displays at 6 different galleries in the downtown core, free of charge.
It's a great opportunity, I find, for people who might not have ever stepped foot in a gallery to, just have this really fun, low commitment kind of event. You can go in at your own pace. You can stay as long as you'd like in certain places, or maybe go very quickly throughout. It's totally up to you.
Not only does the hop offer local artists a chance to showcase their work, workshops on site also aim to inspire the next generation.
One time we did felting, which is a very kind of bizarre way of creating art. Several weeks later, I was visiting an artist of mine, and she has a young daughter, and they ended up spending all evening making these felted animals. And then so they went over to the store, got some wool, some other materials, and the daughter has been felting nonstop ever since then.
It's such an arts and culture oriented city, whether it's performing arts or music, or the visual arts, then it's just incredible to think that there's something going on in this city all the time that somebody can participate in.
Organizers say the event has had a ripple effect in the city's bustling arts sector.
We've heard stories of mentorship coming out of events like these and those types of connections, and so it really is an excellent way, and we continue to see the interest around this event grow year over year.
The province's largest display of work, the Beaverbrook Art Gallery, is also a part of tonight's hop. While entering the gallery itself will still cost the price of admission, the Beaverbrook Boutique is hosting some free events that includes a ceramic trunk show. Avery McCrae, CTV News, Fredericton.
Thank you, Avery. That certainly sounds intriguing. If you're in the Fredericton area, it is on until 8 o'clock this evening, so you do have time to get out there. All right, taking a break. When we come back, we will gear up for this story.
I'm Josh Smith in Moncton. It's opening weekend for the Wildcats, back on home ice to defend their league title. Excitement is high as fans and staff look to the season ahead. More on that coming up on CTV News at 5.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter.
We're feeling nostalgic and want to talk about your favorite TV show as a kid tomorrow at 6.
And we so much want to give you $20,000. Play Move, Dream Big with us.
Welcome back. The Wildcats returned to the ice this weekend defending their league championship. After capturing the QMJHL crown last season, they fell just short in the Memorial Cup semifinal, but the run created a buzz of excitement. CTV's Josh Smith has more.
After a successful championship-winning season, the Moncton Wildcats are playing at home for the first time this season, and those who follow the team are optimistic.
This would generally, after a championship, be a very lean year. But with the new players that they brought into camp with the new NCAA rule, this is a team that, once they put things together, it's going to be a very competitive team this year.
The Wildcats started the season on the road and went 2-2. Wildcats podcast host Adam Lund says once they get some key players back from injury and NHL training camps, fans should expect some more wins.
I mean, they've got one of the best coaches in New Brunswick history in Gardner. I think if he can put them together, you're looking at least a top 4 team and a long playoff run.
But it's not just the action on the ice. The Wildcats are rolling out some new in-game entertainment for the fans to enjoy.
We really like to have every fan out here to come and participate and to cheer on our boys.
The Wildcats business team says they've got a lineup of things going on this weekend, including a championship banner raising.
Very, very proud and very excited to lift that banner this year.
These longtime fans are excited for the season to get underway.
The fans are getting really excited. You can tell, especially after the last game against Newfoundland and then the weekend in Cape Breton. You can see a lot of the fans coming together again.
I'm honestly just excited to see all the new faces. They look like they're a pretty good roster.
The puck drops at the Avenir Center starting at 7 p.m. on Saturday night as the Wildcats take on the Charlottetown Islanders. And then Sunday, they take on their rival, the Halifax Mooseheads, at 3 p.m. Josh Smith, CTV News, Moncton.
Thank you, Josh, and go Wildcats go.
Yeah, I'm glad that the fans of the team look like they have a nice, interesting season to cheer for them on.
Absolutely, and it's good hockey watching season this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, things are starting to cool off a little bit. Sure, why not? Yeah, weather coming up this weekend is looking pretty decent in the Maritimes. Mix of sun and cloud, only a low chance of showers. We need more rain. There's maybe a chance of some in the extended forecast, but it's a little ways out yet. And I'll be talking more about that coming up on CTV News at 6.
We'll see you and Todd at 6. I'll see you tomorrow. The national news is next.